China's foreign ministry announced North Korea had submitted a declaration detailing its nuclear activities. The long-running six-nation talks in Beijing have laid the groundwork for the nuclear agreement. Pyongyang's accounting, which includes the amount of plutonium it has produced, is a key step in a process aimed at persuading the North to give up its nuclear weapons. In return, President Bush Thursday announced some U.S. trade sanctions against North Korea will be lifted, and Pyongyang's designation as a state sponsor of terrorism will be removed. However, after reading his statement, Mr. Bush added this warning in answer to questions by reporters.
Our policy in this statement today makes it clear we will hold them to account for their promises. And when they fulfill their promises, more restrictions will be eased. If they don't fulfill their promises, more restrictions will be placed on them. This is action for action.
North Korea's declaration of its nuclear activities comes 6 months after it was promised, and critics say it falls short of what the Bush administration once sought. Asian studies expert Bruce Klingner of the conservative Heritage Foundation also points to a significant loophole in the six-party agreements.
The fatal flaws of the February and October 2007 joint statements is there was no mention of the word verification. Again, this is 180 degrees from the way the U.S. used to do arms control treaties, in which we had a very extensive pages and pages of a verification protocol that was agreed upon between the two countries or the two parties before signature. In this case, we've turned that on its head, and we've had these signatures on the joint statements with no indications of what verification would be.
But U.S. officials say the process of obtaining nuclear information from the North is working. National Security Advisor Stephen Hadley briefed reporters.
We're not resting on hope or faith. We're asking for disclosures and a process of monitoring and a verification protocol which will allow us to be able to judge the truth and completeness of those answers.
He added North Korea's declaration includes an accounting of Pyongyang's nuclear materials and programs, but does not list its number of atomic weapons. Hadley defended the process.
If your goal is to denuclearize the Korean peninsula, and to try to do in a framework that over time gives you opportunities to address the other threats that North Korea poses to its neighbors, what's the alternative to this current program?
President Bush once described North Korea as part of an axis of evil that included Iraq under Saddam Hussein. With this announcement, the Bush administration says the opportunity exists for a different kind of relationship between Pyongyang and the international community. Bill Rodgers, VOA News.